Boni,
Kameka, you good, brother?
Kameka, brother.
Merci, man.
I'm here today with Sacre Kayemba, the infamous Mr. Nonsense.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How's the hospital visits been?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Can't complain. Body's in good. It feels weird because it feels like you're speaking to a ghost right now.
And so take me through the thought process behind pulling this prank. It's quite an incredibly dangerous prank considering Abahambe 30th of June.
100%. It is absolutely, Chaitan. If you think about the whole concept as itself, it's not just a stunt. It's a message that I'm trying to put out to the community, especially the people that follow me, and to those that genuinely love my content, to those that genuinely watch what it is I'm trying to put out. You feel me? So it's like a message I'm trying to put out to hopefully communicate to my people with regards to the Abahambe situation, and to enlighten them that sometimes it doesn't always have to be someone that's far away from you that you have to show love to. It could be someone that's close to you, someone that's far away from you, someone you know, or someone you don't even know, you know what I mean? But showing that love, I think, is the message that I want to send out to people with regards to the stunt.
And how long did that take you? Did you think of that on the day, or was this some a marketing campaign that you thought of for quite some time?
If people, those who have been following me will know that I've been shooting this content since before the 30th of June, promoting my content of the Abahambe being the Zulu character, whatever the case might be. But during that time, I knew that the stunt was going to be the conclusion. That's where I get to go. I'm done with this kind of content for now. So the stunt is actually the conclusion of the Zulu character. It's like the exit point. I don't mean I'm not gonna come back into the future, but that was meant to be like a place where I go, okay, this is the end of this man. This is the end of him. At the same time, it's supposed to be symbolic to you show me the love, because now you're getting a lot of people on my comments, a lot of people viewing, a lot of people showing love and care. But it's like when it's someone else, or you guys actually showing the same love and care, and I'm trying to get people to get to that point of spreading that awareness, despite of whether it's your favorite content creator or your favorite person or your family member. We should treat humans as they are, and that's the message I'm trying to send out.
And how did you then think of releasing a track directly after this whole incident? Because you kind of dropped the track the day that you made everyone aware that you weren't dead. So how did that come about as well? Take us through that thought process.
So the track happened in the week, so that was not part of the thought process of what I was trying to do in order to come out. However, I am a content creator, I'm a creative. That means I've got a lot of parts of me that I probably have not exposed to the world yet. I never dreamed of myself ever becoming a musician. That's why most of the people that end up seeing the track would generally mess with me were shocked, you know what I mean? But it happened in this week. So the release of my stunt was yesterday. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday evening. But the video that we shot and the music and all that all happened in the week. You know what I mean? So that was random. I bumped into my friend DJ Wow.
Shout out
to DJ Wow, man. Shout out to you. He's a producer, he's a DJ. And he happened to have a beat. I just bumped into him in public during the week, and I was like, yo, dog, there's a studio out in Sports Scene, check it out. And I was like, okay, cool. Ended up at the studio for vibes, played the track, I messed with it. I just said random things. There's a bunch of people there. I just said the random things in the studio, and it sounded like it could be the chorus. Hold your beer, dance. And then everyone's like, yeah, I think that sounds like a chorus. That sounds like a chorus. I'm like, dude, nah, let's put it on. And then from there just built in, and the homie's like, but hey, look, you are busy with a stunt that you told me about. So how about you act it as if it is something that you are putting up there? So I was like, oh, actually, yeah. But then, you know what I mean? So then it became like a story that wrote itself, I would say.
And can we expect more music coming out potentially? Because I know Abahambe is now, that's a bit late to press.
Yeah.
But is there more music expected?
Is there more music to be expected? I don't know, man. I did it once. It felt amazing. So I think if ever there is, yeah, man. People, I don't know. I don't want to say expect more music from me. I'm a comedian first.
Yes.
I'm a stand-up comedian. I tell jokes. I create skits. I never knew, like I said, I was gonna do music. So I don't want to be like that guy's gonna promise music. But if ever I do run into potential, I don't know, beats and that I feel dope and mess around. Because, bro, I never wrote that song, by the way.
Oh.
I never.
How did that
no
come
one
out?
wrote it. It was just about saying things. It was random things being mumbled in a. It was just random things being said, bro. Like I just went behind the mic. The beat was playing, and that was me, like just talking.
And you're like, Mr. Nonsense.
Mr. Nonsense. Oh, Jupia. All of those things were not like it's not lyrics, bro. It's just like off my head and just put it up there. So I don't know, man, if that's ever gonna happen again. But if it does, then yeah, I'll put it out.
And what's the future looking like right now?
Okay, so the future is looking like tapping back into my original content.
Are we going to see more than of Mr. Nonsense?
There's a lot, man. There's a lot of Mr. Nonsense. There's a lot of just basically upgrading the content I've been doing, which is Mr. Nonsense, yes. But upgrading it, like the quality, the dress, the approach, the places I'm going to be doing Mr. Nonsense now, the kind of people and collabs I'm going to be doing. So that's what's up, bro. I need to level up on that.
Okay.
The quality of the footages.
So you're going to need like a better camera, I'm assuming?
Better camera, better shots, better dressing, better everything. Has to upgrade.
And is there, like what for instance is your next show? Where is that happening?
My next show is taking place on the 28th of August at Sea Point.
Shout out.
Show, yeah, man.
Everyone must go watch.
Yeah, shout out.
I've watched him live. This man is incredibly funny. Watched him do a Abahambe skit there in Mojo Market. And I thought that was incredibly funny.
You was on no date that day.
Yeah. And so
people are in love out in the winter, guys. What a perfect timing to be making love. Yeah.
And so, tell me then, what are you planning on doing with like the comedy? And I'm not talking about like the social media, meaning your comedy, your stand-up comedy going forward. What is the plan with that? Are you planning on doing more gigs in Cape Town? Are you planning on doing more gigs? Because I see you fly considerably to like Joburg, Durban. Is there even gigs out that side that you plan on doing?
There are quite a few of open mic gigs, which I generally do mess with. But I'm not trying to start a gig for my own self or like just start a gig. I'm not trying to start a gig. But it's going into, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but how is that Make Kasi
play? That was something I was trying to, it's a movement I was trying to like potentially start. But also I realized running a gig is very stressful, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of commitment, and I don't think I'm ready for that. So what I want to tap into now is more based on, you know, stand-up comedy, as in performing corporates, be it weddings, gigs, or birthday gigs, whatever you want to name it, but more corporate, focusing on a corporate world, and then doing my one-man shows whenever time permits, and I've got enough material.
So I just want to circle back to the Abahambe protest. How was that lived experience for you? Because you're Congolese, and there was a lot of tension with the Congolese shop owners, just Congolese people in general. Tell me about that lived experience.
Man, I was scared, I don't lie, man. I was super scared. But I got into that march straight and I saw this beautiful lady. I couldn't help myself. I had to get a number. She gave me a number. Yeah, but then I realized, shit, then I'll be stealing the ladies too. I'll be the biggest problem right there. Nah, man, but it was a great, listen, I think the whole idea behind the March to March was to get rid of foreigners, I believe, based on the leader of the Zulu March movement, was to get rid of the, to raise first of all awareness to the government to get rid of the illegal immigrants and those who are maybe committing crime in South Africa. Now, for me to even enter that, bro, it was very scary because anything could have happened.
But I mean, you speak Xhosa, right?
Speak a bit of Xhosa, speak Afrikaans.
So you could kind of like mix in relatively easy,
so there was
right?
this person that kind of wanted to, after we shot the video that I posted, I still kept in there for another like 30, 45 seconds before we left. Someone almost spoke to me in Zulu, and I couldn't understand what he was saying, and I was like, oops. So I spoke to him back in Afrikaans. I asked him, like, what are you asking me? Then he was like, hi, bro. then there's a bit of a back and forth, but I was like, yeah. After that, they just continued to, yeah. And then after that, once he was like missing in action, I'm like, okay, these people might get too used to asking me questions. And then, because, you know, I'm kind of like well built, you know what I mean? Like, I was there, like, I kind of stood out. You could see, like, this guy's different. I looked at my friend, man. He's a Xhosa guy. So I looked at him. His name is Langa. Shout out to him. I just looked at him and I said, my man, let's cook your apple, which I hope means let's go and get some food in Xhosa, but in English it means let's get food. In Xhosa is cook or something like that. But I said it so that I just, no one hears it.
Yes.
And then, then he got the code, and that was our exit point from that. Like, we just had to get out of that.
So you even have like codes at these rallies?
Codes
like a code as in, like for instance, Asho Speedy has a code or word that he says, which is apple, and then the streamer knows, the cameraman knows, I cut the stream and we're gonna go.
Oh no, we never had codes.
Is there something like that?
Bro, I was driving and I saw those people doing the march to march, and I called my boy up. I was like, yo, get out of the house, boy. We need to join the march. Because the thing is, when I saw the march to march, I realized I was like, bro, I've been wanting to be part of the march to march. So when I saw it happen, it was random. I was going to literally to a restaurant to buy food, and I saw these people rallying down. And I was like, opportunity, bruh.
But now, are your family in South Africa? Are they?
Yeah, so my brother, we all in South Africa. And in Joburg as well, Cape Town, Joburg, Durban. So
like at any point in the march, was there sort of fear that they would come maybe after you or your family from the content you were making? Because you're kind of making fun of the situation, like you were making good comedy out of it to show the ridiculousness of some people. But was there any sort of fear that they might come after you? Because we've seen that with like some of the Zimbabweans or whatever, and the Malawans.
I didn't have that fear because, first of all, my content, if you go on my page, is pretty upfront. It's this absurdity. It's literally a guy that goes around telling people what they really are doing. In no way do I ever offend people. So if ever any sort of violence would have ever like come across, or people trying to go for my family or something, then the question is like under which terms, like did I hurt you? Does the no one says Abahambe does not invite legal immigrants.
What was your thoughts also in regards to the way that it was handled, the whole situation, or Abahambe? What is your thoughts? Did you even agree with, because from what I understand or what I hear from you, you agree from it from a legal standpoint, but it's the way that it maybe was handled. That's also what I'm hearing from a lot of people.
From Cape Town's perspective, bro, Cape Town was well handled. I mean, there are certain things like that happening in like an area such as Kraaifontein, where I grew up, where young kids, literally high schoolers, were, like looting against other school kids who were foreigners, and like aggressively, which is absolutely wrong, So I'm not for that. But if I look at the actual 30th of June march that took place in Cape Town, of which I also entered, it was well handled. The people literally marched, made that statement clear, and then they went home. It was peaceful. But there are places such in Joburg and Durban where things maybe kind of got out of hand, where stores were broken into, and that I believe is inhuman, it's wrong, and it's something that I believe any of my followers shouldn't even condone. It's absolutely wrong. Yeah.
You don't condone violence when it comes to that. So you basically...
Because we've got legal rights, we've got legal people, we've got police that can do that. You feel me?
What's your thoughts on when people say that, the police is useless, and the government is failing the people, so the people should take it then into their own hands?
Unfortunately, I'm not a citizen of South Africa, so I can't really relate to that statement from a perspective of like the South Africans specifically, of what they're implying. Also, I'm a content creator, so I'm not I can't really stand a political point to but what I would assume is maybe that the government is not doing as much work, because if they were, we wouldn't be having people selling drugs in the country as they are. We wouldn't have people, doing illegal things like trafficking and all that type of things. And unfortunately, I'd hate to say it, but like even if we did, get rid of these people, the question isn't about these people that actually are selling the drugs. It's about how is the drugs even entering the country to begin with. You understand? But these are questions that people don't ask. It's always, it's easy to attack someone you can see holding drugs, and it's harder to attack someone that you can't see is holding drugs, but it actually is a drug lord. So because it's hidden. Yeah, it's easy.
At like the grassroots.
Yeah, dude, at the grassroots, cut that. But also you can't. But you look at the Nigerians, man, they're flexing your eyes. They will tell you, man, they show you they're selling the drugs. You understand? So it's easy to also attack, because you see them in flashing cars and cars that are not registered. And so it's easy for you to just go, yeah, they're the reason. But the actual people that are moving the big things, like the stacks and all that, those people are living in a peaceful, nice, like just chilled. You understand? So, but then again, it goes down to the question of how do these things even enter the borders? If you're saying that the people are being, I don't know what you call it, bribed at the borders, then you are not paying your workers enough.
Yeah, then it's a South African problem in essence.
Then you
They
maybe not
should
paying the
change.
people enough. I don't know, man. But I'm not a politician at the end of the day to know all these things. You know, I'm just speaking of what I think could be right.
And what is your family's reaction, if there was any reaction? Because I'm assuming you didn't tell them about the stunt that you
Oh, the
pulled.
stunt. Oh,
was
man.
there even
I love
reaction
you,
to
mama.
family?
Yeah, nah. I had a bit of reaction, man. Some family members went to look for me at the hospital. It's just,
So they actually they
they went out of the way, bro. Like I'm talking, they went to Grooteskier, dog, and Tygerberg Hospital. Yeah, no. And that's when I was like, okay, cool. I need to let the people that are very, very extremely close, like, okay, yo, I'm just trying to paint and send the message out to my followers of how important this thing really was, you know.
And how did you even get that right when you went, because you went to Grooteskier, right?
Yeah.
When you made those videos.
No. I didn't go to Grooteskier. I went to a personal GP, like someone that I used to work with from. Yep.
Oh, so then you just essentially asked
It's
them.
a doctor friend of mine, yeah.
Oh, okay. It was like a lady.
It's a lady, yeah.
I saw. Okay, because I was gonna ask.
Sister
how did
Sharon Lau. Yeah.
I was gonna ask, how did you even get that right? Because that usually doesn't happen. And then obviously I'm assuming that it was.
I mean, it's for content, so it's not like I'm trying to like. It's for content. You know, if I can make use of a facility that I want to create content in, as long as that. Hopefully, unfortunately, in this situation, it kind of did hurt some people, of which I'm always going to be sorry for, especially for those people that generally care. Eh?
What people are you referring to?
I'm referring to my followers, man. I've got a couple of followers that genuinely care. During the periods where they would send me messages, people that generally showed genuine care, who generally got affected by this. And I'm not surprised by the reaction either, because that's the reaction I wish they would show for a fellow brother or sister that is not a content creator, that doesn't have a platform, but gets affected by situations such as the March to March. You understand? That's the message I was trying to send across. It's why is it that only when it's a content creator or your favorite musician or your mom or your dad or your little sister that's coming from school who gets hurt by the movement, now you want to hate the movement? Now you extremely want to raise your voice. Now you want to share the content. Now you want to. We should treat each other as equal. We are all human to start with. It doesn't have to, we don't have to wait until it's your favorite person for you to raise your voice. It's wrong.
I hear what you're saying. Was there ever like a point where you thought it could go wrong, like the whole stunt? Like where
Absolutely,
maybe
it was all premeditated. Remember, I told you I was shooting I had this idea while I was dropping the Zulu thing that I was doing, while I was creating the skits that I was doing. That was the conclusion I already always had.
But did you think it could go wrong? Like for instance, when I say wrong, I mean like that it could go terribly south and people.
No.
You could like lose followers because people are like, that's such a fucked up thing to do.
I never doubted it because I knew what the reason was. You should be doubtful that something can go wrong if you don't know what the conclusion of it is. It's like that chat, don't start a fire, can't put off. This is the message. If you are unfollowing me because you didn't know what the message was, that's understandable. Because we didn't cook this premise. Or else if I did, should I have spoken about this while I was creating that stunt, I wouldn't have had the same effect. So it's understandable for someone to unfollow me during the periods where they didn't understand the message, the background as to what I'm trying to put out. But if you do unfollow after you've heard this, then that just means that you're kind of like, I don't know, man, like, that means you're supporting the whole movement and you're condoning it. Of which I don't want people like that to be following me to begin with.
You don't really want people
that condone violence like that. Nah, dog.
Yes. And was there ever a point where you maybe felt unsure about it, like that you thought to yourself, it might not get attention, for instance?
No.
Because if you think about it logically, you did something that most people wouldn't do, and it's at a very high tension time in South Africa's politics. did you never think to yourself that maybe you could be pulling like a stunt that's maybe could be considered like insensitive, where people might look at it from the perspective that overseas they're like, oh, you see, a South African was like murdered, let's say in your case, and then South Africans get painted like as in a bad picture because of it.
But what does that even mean, bro? Because then we have lives that are lost.
And that's my point.
We do have lives that are lost.
Yeah.
Why is it that when Sacre is lost, it's a problem, for example? We generally have stores that got looted on. We generally have
But like, what do you say to someone that says that maybe you painted South Africans because of that incident in like a bad light?
But how am I painting it if it's already existent? Like, are you trying to say, me painting it implies that no one got hurt, no life was lost, no shops was looted. That's me painting a narrative. Am I wrong? I don't know.
No, I completely hear what you're saying.
Because like
it makes sense what you're saying, and to an extent actually I do agree with you. I'm just thinking from
I think it's bringing awareness of the situation even more.
So then let's say, so like I've done a couple of interviews with South Africans, and that term that gets thrown around, xenophobia, it's a very frowned upon term.
Yeah.
A lot of South Africans say, and I suppose, I do quite agree that South Africans aren't xenophobic necessarily.
Yeah. It's a group of people that are
it's
doing
a group,
this.
and I do think it's just been politicized. But what do you say to the people who say that, it makes South Africans look like we're xenophobic when we're not really xenophobic?
Okay, to those people that say maybe they are, I think that comes down to, because then you got to question yourself as to where does this happen also. You say there's a group of people that do this, and some people feel like it's not all South Africans, and I agree with that. It's not all South Africans that do go against all foreigners, But it doesn't take away the fact that there are lives that get lost in South Africa or get beaten up or stripped from the homes that they've built for 16 years, And
just out of curiosity, what's your thoughts then on, say, like a South African woman, like this is a story I've heard, right?
Yeah.
South African girl from the Eastern Cape, let's say they get trafficked by like a Nigerian or Congolese guy, and a lot of what I'm hearing is that the South African men are angry that the women are getting prostituted out. How do you feel about that? Is that even true? Do you think that South Africans have more of a role to play in that? Like it's more their fault?
No. I mean, it explains their anger. Like I'm saying, there are illegal immigrants. I don't think it's right for someone to come in my home and just stay there. No, you gotta go, man. It's illegal. I didn't give you the right. I didn't open the door for you to come into my place. You've got to have your legal documents. And so how I feel about that is they've got their right to be angry. They've got the right to voice themselves out because it's their country. You understand? And for people to be used and into prostitution and trafficking, that's crime. That's what I'm saying. These people are supposed to be dealt with by the legal rights, the police. As to whether people are saying, but we tried, they're not doing anything, that I can't stand for. I'm not a politician. I can't say anything on that note. But I do know is that those are the type of things where I feel the legal people are supposed to be stepping in and taking control of the situation to get rid of the illegal immigrants, to get rid of the people that are committing crimes. But there are also those who are getting affected, who are legal, who are innocent, and they are not being heard. They just left there.
And are you planning on doing future political comedy specials as well, or like skits?
I can't say that. I think even the political skits that I shot of the Zulu guy and all the skits that I created for the 30th June, those are all things that naturally came to me. I think it's a talent that God has given me. And so for me to like look into the future and go, yes, I am gonna, I don't know. But if it does happen that I've got some sort of creative way of executing and a certain idea that brings satire and bring life to people, that's what I do, then I'll execute it. I wouldn't want to not do that, because then I'm holding my creative self back.
Just another question I thought of.
No, go ahead.
To really drill at the nerve, about the Abahambe and everything like that. So and I'm sure you start seeing a lot of the same voices speaking in Europe, right, against illegal immigration, whatnot. And I think, or what I feel was that a very similar case took place in South Africa, being Abahambe, as what's happening in Europe. Do you have the same sentiment towards what's happening in Europe with the illegal immigration, the mass riots that are happening, people getting angry,
Absolutely, man. It boils down to what I just said. No one comes into my home if I don't allow them to come into my home.
And I agree with you. And
no matter where it is, whether it's overseas, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Europe, Asia, you don't just enter a place. And understand, man, there's war going on in some of those countries. Like where I come from, there's a lot of war in Goma, Kivu. There's countries that are generally going through a lot of things, but there is there's boundaries, man. There's ways of doing things. There's still ways of doing things. Because if you just allow illegal immigrants come in, bro, how am I gonna track you if you commit crimes? How am I gonna identify you?
And that's a sentiment that I've heard a couple times, especially about South
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
so like, let's say in Europe, for instance, and the reason I'm going on, or the reason I'm asking about Europe is just because in South Africa, it gets labeled xenophobic, but in what I'm starting to see in Europe is that it gets labeled like racist because they don't want all the illegal immigrants there. They want people that are legally there. Do you feel it's the same problem that's happening in South Africa that's happening in Europe? And like for instance in Europe, do you feel that what do you feel is the solution to what that they should do?
In terms of labeling, because some people, like you said, Europe, they're naming it as racist.
Like racist
and here it's being called Abraham, BF, or I think what you want to call it. Hey, man, look, I think essentially, maybe ignorance is also a thing, because some people might see it as because we are black, that's why. But no matter what you label it and what you want to call it, some people call banana, others banana. Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. If you are illegal in a country, man, you can't be living in a country illegally, cousin. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you got hospital bills, man. Like, if one person gets sick and you go in there just to cater for one person, I don't know how much it is, but like, that's money from the government. That's money that could be used on people that are legally living here, on people that are citizens of South Africa. You understand? So, no matter what you want to label it, the result is still going to have to end up being the same. As we can't have, no country should be having illegal immigrants just coming in and out. It's dangerous. It's bad for the country. It's not right. And I don't stand for that. Understand?
I hear you. Yeah, I'm all for the legal system. Like, I believe being in the bounds of the law.
It's an order.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And like, again, I'm not a criminal, so I don't believe in breaking the law. But what you've been doing now with the skits and whatever, and Abahambe that's been going on, how was your family affected? Were they even affected? Yeah.
They were a bit worried, but also I did let some of them already know prior to what exactly I was going to do, so they kind of had a bit of expectation. Other than the stunt had pulled, of which I later then had to let them know that it's actually just a stunt, like literally a couple of hours after I dropped it. But with regards to the Abahambe thing, there are already times where I would let them know ahead of time that I'm going to be doing it. So they kind of knew what it was that I was going to do.
And were they nervous or scared?
They were nervous. Frightened? They were nervous. But I also trusted my gut for some reason. I don't think there's a reason for me to do something that I don't know, man. I kind of went on my gut on that one. Yeah, they were not really for it.
You were just seeking, and that's what a comedian does essentially.
Yeah.
You seek to expose any sort of hypocrisy but in a
comedic way. And yes. People really enjoyed it. They had fun with it. But also anything could have gone wrong, of which I was pretty much aware of. Like, hey, man, it can go south anytime it's time to go south. So I knew that was a possibility.
Yeah.
And the fact that that didn't happen.
Yeah. It makes total sense. How often did you ever, or rather, let me phrase it like this. Do you see yourself potentially doing anything in the political realm?
As in, comedically? If it's comedy, I will, bro.
Well, I mean, you've kind of been touching lately on politics
Yeah.
or political. I wouldn't even say it's political issues; it's life and death issues. But maybe just even in politics, because you know, a lot of politicians end up becoming friends with comedians and whatever, and we see them sort of use them, maybe at events, whatever. And then people assume that that's the party that they align with. So my question more is loosely based on if you would ever go into that sort of politics, you know, maybe doing shows with, I don't know,
Yeah,
some
man, of
CNAs
course.
and whoever.
Of course. I mean, I'm a comedian. I do not discriminate on race. I speak about everything. I speak about literally all the topics you can think about as a comedian to bring life to people. So whether it's a politician that hits me up for a show, I'll be there.
And you wouldn't,
and
you
I'll
wouldn't
perform
But
my
like,
show.
would you even consider implications
In what sense?
of being with said politician? So like, let's say if you
Also, people assume that I'm part of the ANC or the DA because
Yes.
I'm moving with. I mean, that's for people to decide. But Sacre does not have a party. Sacre is a comedian. He's a comedian. He performs at events, and the assumption people draw from that's on people. That's nothing to me to deal with. The same thing as comments. Assumptions will come and go. Like when I created my first Mr. Nonsense video, the very first one I can remember till today, the critics was insane.
I want to get your perspective then on how you view the politics of your skits, how they can be viewed with how other people view them, and just politics in general for you with this Abahambe 30th of June that's been happening.
So first of all, the politics thing, like I said, I'm a politician, I'm a comedian. So when I saw that, the first thing I thought is humor. That's it. I didn't see side to side. That's why you saw, one point I was doing the Zulu thing, and the other point I was doing the foreigner thing, and the other point I was doing the because I'm just saying comedy. I'm not just seeing the Zulu people going against the foreigners or South Africans or the Congolese. No, I'm doing just comedy. That's it.
And is there anything that you would like to, like a last message, so to speak, that you would like to leave to the people?
My last message before we close, man, is very simple. Let's love each other as humans. And if you are not part of anything that I believe is immoral or unlawful, do not wait until it's someone that you love, that's close by you, or someone that you look up to, admire, to then raise your voice. If something is immoral and you see it happening, it's on your feed or it's in person, you're seeing it, raise your voice. The lady that's staying next to her that's getting beaten up by her husband, raise your voice, man. It could be your sister, it could be your brother, it could be your nephew, it could be your niece. So that's my last message, is to not just raise awareness when it's one of the people that you admire or that's your family member, but let us be human and love one another and share that message across to anyone that is doing things that are immoral or just wrong, you know.
Amen. Social justice for all. And thank you so much, Sacre, for having me.
Chayton.
It's been amazing meeting you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
We must do this again.
Yep.
How do you say I love Congo in Lingala?
In Lingala. Hey, this guy, you should have shown that I've been here. Bro, you can just say, you love Congo?
Yes.
Nalingaka Congo.
Lalinga Congo.
Yeah,
Love you
man. I
guys.
hope I
One
said it
love.
right. Don't come at me in the comment section. I'm gonna roast your ass on my next show. Thank you guys,
Thanks
man.
so
Appreciate
much.
you. Hit the like button. Yo, what's up, my people? Joe Boy Sacre Kayemba. Please don't forget to come and check out the show on the 28th of August in Sea Point. Links available on my Instagram bio. Catch you guys soon.